Woje makes it possible for you to capture the interest, capture the merchant fees, be able to keep all the money yourself instead of giving money to other companies. The system was created as an online software instead of an app. The reason why is we can update it very quickly. Everybody gets all of the updates. So there's no price jump for specific things within the software. You get all the features that we have. We're updating and we can do it quicker online than having it as an app. The system is connected to the national banking network, which makes it possible for us to have automatic withdrawal. That took a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of red tape, attorneys, that sort of thing. Because of that, it has a two-part verification. It just sent me both an email and a text message letting me know what the verification code is. This is the dashboard that we're on right now. Now, we're going to go through each one of the pieces just so you can see exactly how easy it is. My initials up in the right-hand corner. This is the profile. If I click on there, it's going to show my information, my business information. If I have a business, it shows the bank account that I want money deposited into. Second is the terms template. This is like the credit card application. This is what you are going to customize to yourself and then be able to send it to any clients or customers or patients that you want to finance. And they basically fill out the application and sign on the dotted line. Once you have that information, you're able to enter it into Woje. Resources, just video tutorial. I own a computer sales company and my profit margin is 20%. How do I finance? I have no idea how I'd be able to finance with a profit margin so little. So the resources shows you exactly how to do that. Again, we're on the dashboard, which is an overview of all of your contracts, your assets, which are the balance of all your contracts, the interest earned. That just leaves two buttons left, customer and payments, which is the ones that you mainly will be using. Those two buttons are the exact same as this one here and that one there. So customers and payments. So let's go to customers. You can see your list of customers. If you notice, you can have multiple payment plans with the same customer. For example, with a dentist, you might have one person come in and, like the mother or the father, and they end up getting their work done. And then they have children that need to be done. And so they can put them all on the same account and just different payment plans. This right here where it shows negative is basically refunds or payments that were made in cash instead of through the system. Let's add a customer, show you how to add a customer. So we're in customer, so I'm going to add a customer. I'm just putting in the information that's found on your credit application. Put in all of their information, name, address, all the main stuff. Now this right here is something that the banks required us to put in the system. It's kind of funny that they did, because the only time that you would have a verified customer is if it's business to business and the payment, the monthly payment is $25,000 or more. So the majority of people are not going to click on this button. In fact, it's for your multi-million-dollar homes or, your Bugatti salesman. Once you hit next step, you're putting in their bank account information and the system's going to send them to micro deposits for verification. Once they're in the system, you're waiting for them to become verified. So let's go back to customers and let's look at, we'll do Bill Nye. So if we click on Bill, you can see right here, it says deposit verified. If it was pending, it would show as pending. The other thing too is there would be a button up here that allows you to enter the micro deposits for them so that they don't have to go into their portion of Woje. All they do is you can call them up and say, hey, did you get your micro deposits? If they said yes, but I haven't had time to go in, you're able to say, what are the two micro deposits? I'll enter them in so that you can be verified through Woje. Then you enter them in, it'll change to deposit verified. At that point, you can add a payment plan. So you don't want to add a payment plan until they're verified. So let's add a payment plan and let's do it for a dentist. Okay. Most people use QuickBooks or Wave or some other accounting platform. So let's just put in an invoice number and let's say that they're getting 2 crowns. So that's the description of work. And let's say that it's going to be a total of $2,000 and we're going to ask for $200 down, and that means that the finance amount is going to be $1,800. The finance start date, the day that they're going to come in and have the work done, is going to be on the 21st. And we're going to do the monthly payment for the 5th of the month. Do we have a signed contract? This is the banks asking if you had the finance agreement signed and completed by them. You have to have that done in order to be able to move forward. And this is just you approving it, saying, yes, I do have that contract. This one right here is an update that we're doing that's pretty cool. It's one of the things that we patented. This will be an update that everybody receives. Next, you'd hit I agree to the terms, hit next step. Now we're into the payment plan information. So let's start with the interest rate. And we suggest that you always keep it single digits. So we're going to do 7.9. And then let's do a minimum monthly payment on that. The best way to do that is ask your client or your patient, what can you afford as your monthly payment? Let's say that they say, I can afford $200 a month. So you're going to put in $200. Service fee, you can charge a service fee. It can be anywhere between $0 to, $4 if you want to. We're going to put 0 in for now. Bounce payment fee. Let's put this at $35. And now this is something that's not going to make sense right now, but it will later. Let's put this in at $150 and we'll put this at $97. Late fee, we're going to say $35 as well. Max interest hike. Now this depends on what state you're in. We're in the state of Utah, so we know that as long as we have a signed contract, it can be above 10%. So I'm going to put this at 18%. And then we confirm payment plan. And that's it. Now the system is creating the payment plan. It's sending them an email. When it sends the email, they just need to go, the email tells them to go into their side of Woje and verify the payment plan. And here it is right here, 2 crowns. Here's the invoice number. There's the 2 crowns, $200 a month, 7.9% interest. So this is just sitting, waiting. And all you're waiting is for this to turn green and say verification, verified. If for any reason they say, hey, we can't find the email, you can just click on this button and resend the email to them. Let me show you what it looks like as soon as it's verified. So these are all verified right here. And you can see that right there. Okay, so now that's it for customers and payment plans. Enter the payment plan. You're waiting for them to approve it. Now remember that let's go back to the dashboard. This terms template only needs to be created once for a client. Once you have this done, you don't need to do it again. It's like a credit card application. You only fill it out once. Payment plans, each payment plan or each cell, that's where they have to approve each cell. So you wait for them to do that. Even with patients, if they come in to get work done, you can say, hey, we haven't seen that you've done that. Let's take care of this right now and verify it. There's some updates that are going on right now. One of them is automatic withdrawal with toggle. It'll make sense in just a bit. But for right now, you'll do a couple of simple steps to be able to get your auto withdrawal. So let's say that we put all of our payments for the 5th of the month. We would come in on the 5th. And we'd look at the dashboard, and again, we can click on payments here, or we can click on payments here. One payment needing attention. Let's click here. They both bring you to the same page. Now, if you look, there's 5 tabs right here across the top. This last one is mainly for reporting. It's all the payments that still need to go through, all the ones that have gone through, those that are late, those that are insufficient funds. All of them are listed there so that you can do reporting. Late fees is one that is a update that we're doing. This one will deal with investment properties. So it's another upgrade that we plan on doing. So that leaves just these 3 tabs. If today was the 5th, I'd come into payments ready. There'd be a list of payments here. I'd select that, which would select them all, and then I would scroll down and hit submit all. Once I hit submit all, the system is going to tell all the banks, withdraw these amounts of money and deposit it over into this account. It does not go from their bank account to Woje's bank account to your bank account. It goes from their bank account to your bank account. Now here's where the some of the patent stuff that we did that's really, really cool. In fact, we have an India patent and a US patent and an international patent on this stuff. Basically have free reign because nobody's ever done anything like this. And the main reason why is because this is the social and financial side of doing finances, not just the finance side. All the systems out there are how quickly can I get my money? And the human portion of it has been taken out. Our goal is to make it so that the human error that can take place, you're able to resolve very, very quickly. For example, let's say that someone calls you up and says, hey, can you wait 3 days before auto withdrawing because I'm not going to have enough money in the account. Now, it's funny how many businesses that we've done demos for that have said, hey, I wish you didn't have that feature. I don't want to deal with late submission. And then having them email us a few months later and say, I'm so glad that you have this because we actually had a customer ask us if we could wait 3 days. So the benefit is really cool. So on late submission, this is the difference between what's out there and what Woje does. If you were on a normal system, what would happen is the client would call you up and say, hey, can you wait 3 days before auto withdrawing the payment? And you would have to say, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. You're going to receive a bounce payment from us. You're probably going to receive one from the bank and your interest rate is going up. There's nothing that we can do about it. Instead, because of Woje, someone calls you up and says, can you wait 3 or 4 days before doing the payment? You just say, okay. And that's it. Because what happens is you would click on payments ready. You'd select all of them except for that one. And then that one the next day is going to show up under late submission. When it shows up in late submission, you basically manage it. So I would come in here and there would be a line item here. I would scroll over to manage. There would be a button right here and I would click on it. When I clicked on it, a window pops up and says, did your customer ask you for a later payment date? You click yes. Then it'll say on this payment plan, the late fee is $37. What do you want to do? Do you want to auto withdraw it right now, apply it to the balance, or waive it? And you just click one and hit submit, and it's going to go out and pull the payment, and then it's going to do whatever you suggested with the late fee. It'll pull it as a payment, it'll apply it to the balance, or it'll waive it. So pretty fast, pretty easy to do, and you take care of your customer. Now the last one is insufficient funds. What do I do if someone bounces a payment on me? That's the big scare. Now this, it still blows my mind that we were able to patent this, and it's hilariously simple, and it's surprising that nobody ever thought of it. So let's figure out how to do this. I can solve an insufficient funds in 7 seconds or 7 minutes. And it all depends on if I'm going to talk to my customer. Again, it's the communication, it's the relationship that matters along with the finances and not just the money. Your goal is to have a long-term client. So let's solve this in 7 minutes. You're going to understand how you can do it in 7 seconds because I wouldn't have talked to him. But let's say that I'm going to call him up. So I click on insufficient funds. Looks like Dave Trenton has bounced a payment of, here's the amount, $269. Here's the interest. There's the principal. Now I need to manage it. So I'm going to click on manage. I'm going to call him up. Now I'm looking right here. It shows the balance. It shows the monthly payment and shows 7.9% interest. So how do I resolve it? I call him up and I say, hey, Dave, this is Scott with Dr. Dentist. And I noticed that you bounced a payment of $269. Is everything okay? Dave says, well, yeah, everything's okay. Sorry about that. We ran into a little bit of an issue. Well, what's going on? Are you okay? Oh, my wife was in a car accident. Oh man, hate to hear that. Is she okay? Is she is she still in the hospital? No, we are going to have a couple of medical bills, but she's back home now. Well, you know what? Totally understand what you're going through. Let's lower the payment to $100 for the next 3 months. Will that help you out? That quickly, I was able to resolve the issue. I'm getting paid, and I'm actually going to make more money because the contract is going longer. I've been able to save my client. He's still my client for life. And tell me what financial institution out there can work that fast in resolving an issue and taking care of a client when it comes to finances. There's nothing out there like this. So let's continue on. Well, Dave, there's also a bounce payment fee of $49, but you know what? Don't worry about that. I'm not going to have you pay that right now. I'm just going to apply it to the balance. Now, your interest rate has gone up to 24%, but because I was able to get a hold of you, I know that that the doctor is allowing me to put you at 18%, and I'm going to put a note in here because he said that we can drop it 2% per month for every month that the payment comes in. Okay. Now, that quick, I've been able to resolve them, and I can negotiate whatever I need to. Hit submit, it runs the process. Now, there's some really cool things. This is civil, ethical, transparent financing. So this note that you see right here, he actually sees on his end so that everything is transparent, which is what you want in true, good, ethical financing. So I'd hit submit and it's done. Now let's go back and let's do it as if I didn't talk to him. So I would come in here. Let's say that I called him up. I can't get a hold of him. I called twice, can't get a hold of him. I sent an email, no response. This is probably what I would do. I would put it at $100. I would probably put it for 4 months. And then we'd go to the next step. I would say add a balance because I'm probably not going to get that. And I would put this at 24% and I would hit submit. It would go out, pull the $100. That quick. Taken care of. It's going to do the $100 until it's done, and then it's going to go back up. So you can see how fast this system is. That's basically it. Very, very simple. Sell your item. Because you're in control of it, you can choose the down payment. So, you know, with a dentist, you have them sitting right there. You say, hey, you need 2 crowns. Can you do $500 by credit card or cash or whatever, and or $300 or whatever, and then we're going to set up the rest on a payment plan, and you throw it into Woje and it's done. Now, if you have it to where multiple payment plans, you don't have to do the contract again. You just run them through it. But this is how easy it is, and you can see that it's very, very simple to do, simple to operate, and just runs the course. Now this is what's really nice about the system. Okay, so we haven't got to price. The price is free to start. Now, what do I mean by free to start? There is a subscription. The subscription starts out, you can do 2 contracts with 0 subscription. This allows you to get started and get an idea of how you're going to run this. And then as soon as you hit your 3rd, it will go to $19 a month, and it's a tiered subscription. You can do, at $19 a month, you can do up to 20 contracts, 20 running contracts. And that's revolving running contracts. Once you hit 21, then it goes up to 49, and you can do up to 50 running contracts. That means that if you put something in and it's not verified, it's not considered part of your 50. Or if one drops off and you put another one on, same thing. After that, it goes to 97. You can do up to 100 running contracts, which if you reach that point, you better be bringing in anywhere between $20,000 to $50,000 a month. We built the system so that it doesn't matter if it's a handyman or a LASIK surgery center, they can all be able to use this platform. And our goal is to be able to keep money local. That's the reason why we're doing it. Now, the reason why we're doing this subscription is because that is needed in order to cover the cost of being connected to the national banking network. There's cost involved in that. Also, there's a ton of encryption and security, especially with AI. I watched this thing where AI was able to hack a system and create a software that could hack the system within 5 minutes. So you can imagine we have to have 24/7 monitoring by multiple people. It's a lot. But the tiered subscription is to help us with that offset of the cost of that. So where does Woje make their profit? We make our profit off of a percentage of the interest and fees that you decide to charge. If you charge 0 interest, we make no money. So please charge interest. Our percentage of the interest is 25% of whatever you decide the interest is. And it is only on the payments that come through the system. For example, let's say that a patient walks into the front desk and says, I want to put another $500 down on our account. Well, that $500 did not go through the system Woje, and so because of it, the interest on that does not count. It's only what runs through the system. We tried to make this as ethical as possible. You know, if money comes in the door that way, it didn't come through us, so we don't receive a percentage of it. So it's not the 25% of the contract, it's 25% of the interest that flows through our system. And that's basically it.